Hi guys, it's Allysha. Welcome back to the Pixie Cup channel, and I'm super excited to be chatting with you today because I'm talking about another incredible life-changing blog post over on the Pixie Cup blog that I just had to make a video to share with you guys. And it is 7 common period myths. Like, wow. I was reading through this and I was like, I've just got to share. I have just got to share because I feel like some of these myths, I'm a 25-year-old menstruating woman. Like I believed some of these all the way up until I started reading them. And that's why online education is so important. So here I am, honored to be sharing some of these myths with you. Myth number 1, we're always on our periods. You're not. You're not always on your period. You're always on your menstrual cycle, which is every month. That's the 28 days, 32 days, depending on who you are. But your period is only the times that you're bleeding. And it's really important to know those differences because your menstrual cycle impacts your whole life. Which brings us to myth number 2, which is that it's okay to dismiss your feelings when you're on your period. I get this way when I'm PMSing, I'm cranky, I'm tired, I'm sore, I'm just not the kind of person that I want to be. But it's important to see that like those whole things are wildly out of my control. They're when my estrogen plummets, it's when my brain has a different chemistry than the rest of the month, and just ignoring those feelings and like tossing them aside because it's just hormones is not good for me or my mental health or any of the mental health of those around me. Myth number 3 is one that I felt like I knew, but I also really appreciate someone outlining the details for me. And it's that your period blood is not dirty. I don't know. It's the same blood, technically, as the blood that would come out of my hand if I were to slice it open. But it looks dirty. It looks different because it's a different texture. It can be different colors. And really that's because it's getting mixed in with all of the other fluids and things that live in your vagina. And when you're flushing that out of your uterus and it passes through the vaginal cavity, it's going to pick up extra things like uterine tissue and mucus and bacteria, and that's just a completely normal thing. But the blood itself is no different or more dangerous than any other bit of blood in your body. So myth number 4, and this was one that was actually taught to me by my trusted adults when I was young and got my first period, is that you should be resting on your period and not exercising. Like, it's a really common myth. It's one that I was genuinely taught in a sex ed class in 5th grade when they were like, the changes in your body. I was genuinely told that we shouldn't be exercising when we were on our periods. But in reality, there's no reason you can't. It's great for controlling PMS symptoms, maintaining a routine, getting those like good dopamine rushes out of a like hard workout can really help balance some of those like estrogen lacking moments in your brain. But it's also really important to like listen to your body and hear what you need. Maybe it means that you need to exercise differently or you need to exercise at different times of the day. But if you're a regular exercising person, there's no reason that you have to stop just because you're on your period. Myth number 5 is that virgins shouldn't use anything but pads. This was also kind of sort of taught to me. I didn't start using tampons until years into my period, and it was mostly because I was told like it's going to be really painful and really uncomfortable if you've never had sex and then you try to use a tampon. Okay, ladies, that's overwhelmingly not true. You may have some hesitancy in using anything other than a pad, especially a cup. Cups can be pretty intimidating right off the bat. They are like quite rounder than you think you can probably handle. But the great thing about Pixie cups are that they're silicone, they're bendy, they're foldy. I've actually discovered that I'm way more comfortable in a cup than I am in a tampon. And it's not going to take away your virginity. That's not how it works. But depending on how much you exercise, how active you are, a cup might actually better suit your lifestyle than using a pad. I know for me, the reason I stopped using pads is because I was a runner And it was so awful. I was chafing and having these horrible experiences, always trying to use a super plus plus pad, basically a diaper, while running 3, 4, 5 miles a day. Like, that was awful. And now that I'm an adult and I'm wearing a cup, I don't get any of those chafings. I am way more comfortable and confident on my period because I'm not worried if everyone can like see my diaper. And I can do things like ride my bike and cycle without having any discomfort and sitting on something odd. So it's definitely something to consider. And if you're hesitant about using a non-pad form of like menstrual care and feminine product, it's not going to take away your virginity. That's just not how it works. I'm talking more than I should, I know, but these are all super important. Myth number 6, we're circling back to the hormones of like PMS is just all in your head. I've seen so many people be like, you can just like ignore those feelings and overcome the like hard emotions of your period. It's an actual legitimate thing. It is actual measurable hormonal changes in your brain and throughout the rest of your body. So that irritability, depression, fatigue, even the physical side effects of like cramping, headache, that general like achy all over feeling, those are real. You're not crazy. You're not making it up. It's not a placebo because you've been told you should feel those things. If you're having it happen in your body, it's most likely happening and you're totally normal, and you're allowed to make accommodations for yourself throughout your life to meet the needs that you have while you're actively bleeding versus just in the rest of your hormone cycle. That's totally okay, and there's no shame in that. Then the last myth, and this is honestly the most important one, is that periods are shameful. I know growing up in the community that I grew up in, we didn't really talk about our periods, and we always hid our periods and we hid our period products. And I remember being in school and like walking up to friends and like the most whispered voice and being like, I'm sorry, do you have a tampon? I need to use one. I'm out. And like, y'all, your period is not shameful. It is a normal, natural part of life for those of us that are uterus owning people. I'm a woman with a uterus, and since I'm 25, it means every 28 days that uterus is going to be bleeding. And I don't like it. I'm not enjoying it, but I don't need to hide it and act like it's something that makes me dirty or less than or other, and it needs to be some like big secret. Your period is your period, and it's no different or dirtier or shameful than any other part of your body. It's just how life works, and it's also how life happens. Having your period is when your ovaries releasing an egg with the intent of creating life. So there's nothing sinful or shameful about having one. There's nothing sinful or shameful about talking about it. If you are concerned, if there's anything happening in your body and you're like, that doesn't feel normal, you don't need to be ashamed to talk to your peers, talk to a trusted adult, or talk to your doctor and medical providers. You know, so often even in my own personal experiences, I thought my periods were completely normal. And it wasn't until I was like talking to a friend about it and I was like, yeah, my period cramps take me to my knees. Like, it is awful. It knocks the breath out of me when I have the worst days. I don't even want to leave my house. I'm bleeding so heavy that I'll bleed through multiple pairs of pants in an afternoon. It's awful for me. It wasn't until I started having those conversations that people were like, Allysha, that's not normal. And I was able to seek a medical provider and have these conversations with them and then get the care I need so that I'm not suffering in silence. And I would hate for you or anyone in this community to be thinking that their body's shameful or dirty and they can't talk about it. Your period is your period, and we love you as much as we love every other part of you. So change starts with us. The more we talk about it, the more we bring light to it, the less shame that's around it, and we can create a more bigger, brighter future of an accepting community and culture around periods. With all of that, I've now chatted your ear off. I hope this was super helpful for you. It was super helpful for me. If you want to read all the details, you can go over to the Pixie Cup blog, click on 7 Myths You Might Not Know, go check it out, live your best life. It's genuinely a great blog post. They also have a lot of other posts that can be helpful, like how to pop your menstrual cup open, getting rid of that menstrual cup smell, how to clean your menstrual cup, all sorts of things. So again, thank you so much for watching, joining in. Make sure that you've hit that subscribe button so you can keep up on all other Pixie Cup news and videos. My name is Allysha. I love being here. I love chatting with you. And I think my details are down below as well. So if you want to check them out, I think that's my cue. My light just died, so I'm getting out of here. Have a great day, you guys, and have a happy period. Bye.